Welcome to your Driving Sports Extra for the second week of March 2010. For more content related to this episode, check out our app, now available for the iPhone and iPod Touch.
This week, Ken Block challenges the world, and we ship Ryan off for driving lessons to a frozen wasteland called Utah.
Whoa. Utah?
Yep, Utah.
Driving Sports TV Extra is brought to you by Cobb Tuning.
Only a week following Ken Block's big win at 100 Acre Wood, that's round 2 of the Rally America Championship, Block was back at it for his first run with the big boys. Yes, we're talking World Rally Championship, Corona Rally Mexico specifically. So how did the man dubbed Chico Malo by the Mexican press do in his first ever WRC event? His time splits were impressive, especially considering he had very little seat time in the WRC Focus prior to the competition. Unfortunately, on the first stage of day 2 of the 3-day event, he went wide on a corner and impacted with a rock wall, the result of an incorrect pace note. In spite of this, Block was still upbeat after his first event. He said, "When things were going well, my pace was way more competitive than I would ever have expected to be. That said, I'm really looking forward to Turkey now." On April 16th, WRC's Chico Malo is back in action at Rally Turkey. He'll be returning to the Rally America Series on April 24th as part of the Olympus Rally on the coast of Washington State.
What are you doing? All right. Okay.
Where am I?
10 degrees.
Ryan, we heard you could use a little extra help with your ice driving. We're here to help you.
I arrived to find that Subaru of America was not just setting me up with an Impreza and a custom-built ice track. They also flew out John Haugland.
My background is first 5 years of circuit racing, and then 20 years as a professional rally driver in Europe, and then another 20 years as an instructor for the Winter Rally School in Norway, and also running one-make championships in racing and rallying.
Now, keep in mind, the techniques we're going to cover today are specifically for competitive driving only.
Okay, hey. Traction control is off.
Yep.
That's good. Center diff is now on lock.
Traction control off, center diff on lock.
Yeah. I will move the center diff a little bit while you are driving.
Okay.
I don't tell you when.
Okay.
But then we'll see if you can feel differences.
Okay, great.
Okay.
According to Haugland, the number one problem for drivers is braking. Too early, too late, too soft, too hard, these are all bad. Entering each corner with the correct speed is critical. On cars like the Subaru STI, ideally all cornering should be performed under power, where the front wheels pull the car in and around the turn. This is done by dialing the DCCD to a manual front bias and disabling the VDC. Dialing it back with too much rear bias, and the tail is going to come around too aggressively and send the car, most likely, into a snowbank. Of course, just entering a corner too hot can also result in a similar predicament, as most cars will simply keep sliding forward, a situation I find myself in quite often while testing on snow and ice. For this, John suggested tapping the handbrake to assist in rotating the vehicle. This has, of course, always been my personal favorite. Getting the car repositioned, I could then move back to power. A more advanced technique is left foot braking. Though tricky in practice, it's pretty simple to explain how it works. Simply keep the throttle engaged and gently apply left foot to the brake. This shifts weight to the front of the car, which gives the tires more bite while steering. As Haugland points out, most drivers don't have enough sensitivity in their left feet to put this to good use, without a lot of practice. With the instruction portion out of the way, it was time to test what I had learned to see if I was ready to graduate. For my final exam, Subaru provided a pair of Impreza 2.5i's, me in the blue hatch and Haugland in the white. Off the line, I seeded the first chicane. There was no way both our cars would fit side by side going through it, and considering the man's experience, I figured he'd be quicker off the line. He was, but he didn't get too far ahead. Through the first lap, I was running a couple car lengths behind when Haugland either made an error, which I consider unlikely, or he just let me pass on a wide corner to keep the race more entertaining. I took this advantage and ran with it. I maintained my lead for the rest of the lap 2 and the first half of the final lap, refusing to give him a passing opportunity. Then, in the penultimate corner, I entered too hot and pushed the corner wide. Well, Haugland took advantage of my error, only we didn't quite have enough space for both cars to fit. But what does that matter to an ex-WRC driver? He made the car fit, and coincidentally took out my side mirror and crumpled a few body panels in the process. We both charged to the finish, swapping paint as we entered the final turn. Now, I'm pretty sure Haugland was just being nice and giving me an advantage here, but I'll take this win. Thank you very much.
Thank you for a good race. It was very good. You're strong.
Are you just sitting back waiting for me to make the big mistake?
No.
No?
No, I was pushing everything I could.
Yeah?
Yes. Then I saw a gap on the inside and just went for it.
So do you think Ryan has a future, or do you think I have a future in WRC racing?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Good, thank you.
We'll be back next week with another episode of Driving Sports TV.